y a du monde, il y a du monde, il y a Trezeguet. Ah oui. L'équipe de France est championne d'Europe. L'équipe de France est championne d'Europe.
A fazer o remate.
Siamo campioni d'Europa.
Roberto Martinez is a very lucky man. He's a very lucky man. Let's start off with that. This manager got bailed out because of individual talent of CONCEICAO, Pedro Neto, you name it, because we're going to go through that starting lineup and what the tactics were and everything around this. Look, Portugal won the game, and that's the most important thing about this whole entire tournament is just collecting the 3 points and moving on. It's not really about performances, but that performance was definitely not good enough from Portugal. Czechia, they held on and defended valiantly, but were they great? Czechia, no. Did they ride their luck at times? You could say that. They scored an incredible goal by Provod, but my God, we're gonna have a lot of questions about Portugal right now. We're gonna have a lot of questions. So everybody, if you're watching in, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around there, as we are doing daily Euro content here on the Michael Talks Football channel, as Portugal beat Czechia 2-1 in a late winner for CONCEICAO, and I'm very happy for CONCEICAO because he's a very bright young talent. I saw it against Finland. He was cooking my team's ass, and CONCEICAO, that's a player right there. That's a player. But that just shows you Portugal's depth on the bench just can change a game. So it can go from horrible tactics, horrible lineup, to they somehow win a game. But when it gets to later stages in the tournament, it might not be enough. But let's get now to the game. So let's get straight off with this. This lineup is atrocious. And I'm not talking quality-wise. I'm just talking about personnel in their positions. When you have one of the best left backs in the world, what do you do with him, people? Well, if you were a smart man, I don't need a UEFA coaching license A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, Z, X, Y. I don't need a UEFA coaching license to know, oh, I have Nuno Mendes, one of the best left backs in the world. Oh, you know what? Nobody's going to think of this. This is a great idea. Let's play him at left center back. Oh my gosh. I mean, how dumb do you have to be? Can you imagine the combination play of Rafael Leao and Nuno Mendes down the left? No, forget about it. Let's play him at left center back. I mean, honestly, I don't understand it one bit. Then no Palhinha? No Palhinha either? Bruno Fernandes and Vitinha are two quality midfielders, but they're not defensive-minded, and you saw that in the first half. Czechia, while their final ball was not great today, they had the opportunities to counterattack because the gaps in between the defense and the midfield. I mean, Czechia, if they just had a little bit more control and a bit more patience with their play, I mean, Czechia could have created a lot of opportunities, but the final ball was terrible a lot of the times from Czechia. And that was a big issue. Yes, you know, Portugal did create some decent chances in that first half. Decent chances. You know, Ronaldo with the beautiful backheel pass to Vitinho, who made a good run. Leao with a couple shots. But, I mean, I just have to look at Roberto Martinez and think to myself, we're back here. We're square one again. You're just picking the wrong lineup with the wrong personnel. To stick to a 4-3-3, it's really not that difficult. Play Pepe Ruben Diaz as the two center backs, play Nuno Mendes as the left back, play Dalot as the right back, and then Palhinha, Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes in the middle. Do I need experience in football for 10 years? Do I need to win an FA Cup with Wigan to do that? No. So why does it... Forget about it, because they won the game, and that's the most important thing, but it's just so infuriating, because you could see it wasn't working. And the only reason why Portugal won this game is because... Oh my God. I mean, first off, great goal from Provod. I mean, the goal was sensational. Kufal, nice little fake, left Bruno Fernandes, laid it off to Provod. I mean, we're getting some absolute bangers of goals at this Euros. Because I always say this to people. Oh, everybody says football is dead and, oh my God, nobody's wanted to take a long shot anymore. It's because I think at club level, they're just absolutely so coached to just pass it into the net. Nobody's willing to take a shot. Well, Provod said, hold that off the post and in, and that was Czechia's the only opportunity in the entire game. They didn't have any shots, I think, inside the box until the 93rd minute with the header. That's the only one. So, shout out to Provod. Incredible goal. Stand up, Slavia Praha, for that incredible goal. But then, oh my God. It's not like even Portugal created a great goal and you're like, oh my God, team play is wonderful, individual quality. Stunning. Now, you can blame the weather and say because it was raining and it was pouring down like it was the Amazon, like when I was in Ecuador and goddamn the Amazon rain just poured on me. But stunning. Just the own goal. That just cannot happen. Paris, I think it was to Hranek as well. Oh, stunning, man. I feel bad. I really do feel bad. Maybe he had a bet on the game. Who knows? Paris is straight onto his defender, goes into the back of the net, and then you kind of felt almost in a way that Czechia almost was going to get a winner because they felt confident. Then they were pushing for a winner. But then just CONCEICAO and Pedro Neto, as soon as the subs were made. And guess what time the subs were made, people? In the 90th minute. What was it, like 91st minute? The subs were made. CONCEICAO, Pedro Neto, and those two combined. Even though Hranek, again, terrible mistake from Czechia at the back. Terrible mistake. And that was kind of the only way that Portugal were going to score a goal in this game. You just see that this team are so heavily reliant. Why? If somebody can get this stat up, please. How many crosses did Portugal put into the box? And it wasn't working. They tried it over again and again and again. You have to try out something different. Play through the middle. You have a lot of wonderful players down the middle. Combine play. Bruno Fernandes can find a pass. Vitinha can find a pass. No, let's just play it out wide to Dalot. Let's play it out wide to Leao or Nuno Mendes, and let's just cross. This performance was not good enough. I was trying to check. Did 3 crosses and they were all better. Yeah, Czechia, they did 3 crosses and were better than Portugal's. Yeah, 100%. And I don't think Czechia they had maybe 1 or 2 corners, but they didn't really have a set piece that they could threaten into the box. And then maybe that's where Czechia could have gotten the goal. I kind of feel bad for Czechia, but, also, if you're going to defend like that for 90 minutes, your legs are going to be tired. And you're prone to making just the simplest of mistakes, and they did that. I got to give a shout out, though, to Kufal. I thought Kufal, the amount of work he did going forward and defensively, I got to give credit to him. Provod with the amazing goal. It wasn't Patrick Schick's best game, but the guy was isolated. The dude was in the Saharan desert by himself with no water, with nothing. That was Patrick Schick. He was feeding off absolute just dust. Well, I mean, dust, man. So I kind of feel a little bit bad for Czechia, but also I would have liked to see better tactics from them. If they were a bit more daring, I think they would have threatened Portugal's defense, because that defense did not look good. As soon as they were able to combine some play, Czechia, I mean, Portugal's defense was rattled. They were seriously rattled. But they get the winner. CONCEICAO, incredible moment for him. He took off his shirt, rightfully so, man. The guy is a young dude, and he got the winner. Stanek, just couldn't save it at the near post, obviously, after Hranek's horrible mistake, and Czechia will think to themselves, we bottled this big time, because oh my god, they had it in their hand, and they had everything going for them. The offside goal for Jota, where you thought, oh my god, they're going to get the winner here. Nope, didn't happen like that. So you kind of feel, in a sense, bad for Czechia, but also they really just tried to shithouse their way to this victory. Which, hey, fair enough. When you're going up against a talented team like Portugal, I would do the exact same thing. It sucks, man. Football is a cruel sport, and unfortunately for Czechia, that happened to them today. They have to be a bit more daring against Turkey and Georgia. If they're gonna play, they're not gonna play like this. This was ultra defensive. I think they had 30% ball possession throughout the game. They cannot do that against Georgia and Turkey. So has to improve for Czechia, but it was a valiant effort. That's all I can say. It's a valiant effort. They really dug deep, but just small mistakes cost them big time. But for Portugal, I mean, there's more questions than answers. Really, there's more questions than answers. I mean, do we blame this all on Roberto Martinez? Do we blame it all on him? Put a 1 if you agree, put a 2 if you disagree, and who would you really blame? Because it comes down to the manager. For a talented team like this, look, I get I'm not trying to single out Cancelo because I don't like to do that with teams. But if you're trying to force a way for Cancelo to fit in this side, because let me show you guys the average positioning here for Portugal. Look at this. What? Where's the defensive cover for the defensive line? Why is Nuno Mendes at the same? Why is Nuno Mendes same with Ruben Dias? Why? Why am I being so critical of Portugal? Because this team should be winning the Euros. Based on the talent they have, they should be winning the Euros. But if you're going to play Nuno Mendes as a left center back, I mean, forget about it. What's the point here? If you're going to experiment like this in the most crucial games, do it in the friendlies. Do it against Finland, Ireland. Do it against those sides. Not against Czechia, who are an experienced team at Euros. They have a lot of experience from Souček to Kufa to Patrik Schick. These guys have been at European Championships before. But wow. I mean, Roberto Martinez is a lucky man. Because if Portugal lost this game, it would have been all on him. Oh, he would have got absolutely crucified by the Portuguese media. But he got bailed out by CONCEICAO and Pedro Neto. Got absolutely saved. I'm not even going to blame Ronaldo. I'm not. Because he actually did some good combination play. He got the end of crosses. But I don't want that the whole attack has to surround him and that they all have to feed him. Why? You have an amazing player like Leao. You have an amazing options like Pedro Neto, João Felix to CONCEICAO. You have all of these guys. Play somebody down the right. The right side was just all about Dalot receiving the ball, cross. Dalot receiving the ball and cross. Whereas I would like to see kind of Bruno Fernandes. Why is Bruno Fernandes on this basically pairing with Cancelo as a 2 DMs? I want Bruno Fernandes around Ronaldo. I want Bruno Fernandes around Rafael Leao, not as a DM. I'm going to start swearing in Spanish. I mean, honestly, I'll start swearing in Finnish soon because I'm just so frustrated. And I'm sure a lot of Portuguese people are frustrated as well watching this football. Ronaldo doesn't have to be the center of attention. The guy can still score. He can still feed off scraps like he did today. And he can give you combination play like he did to Vitinha. But instead, I don't know, it's something with Martinez and his tactics. I'm solely blaming him for this. But, guess what, people? 3-point collectors. That's Portugal. But they're going to have to improve massively if they want to go far in this tournament. That's why, hey, you know what? Bad performance, first game. Let's change it around in the next game. And I think their next game is against Turkey. Well, we saw with Turkey. You cannot give that team space. And you cannot give that team time on the ball. And that's something that they did a lot in this game for Portugal. They gave Czechia time on the ball. And if Czechia were just a little bit better with their possession of play, they could have really threatened this side. Really threatened. So now for Czechia, you're going up against Georgia next game. You got to win. It's simple as that. I need to see Patrik Schick more involved. I need to see Provod taking those shots again because the guy clearly can take a long shot. And I want to see Kufal higher up the field. And Hosek didn't even get any minutes, which I'm really shocked by. I was expecting a bit more from Hosek. Big up to Jose. He says, yeah, they didn't even play bad, but you could see that something was missing. No, something's definitely missing with this side. The thing is with Portugal, I just don't see a lot of chemistry. I don't see a lot of patterns in play. Now, look, it's very difficult in international tournaments to build that sort of chemistry and patterns in play because it's very short preparation. But these guys are so talented. We see it week in and week out for their club teams. From Dalot to Ruben Diaz to Nuno Mendes to Vitinha to Bruno Fernandes, Cancelo, Rafael. These guys are always cooking at club level. So when you think to yourself, when you combine all of this, you should be getting a 5-star Michelin dish. Instead, you are just getting a cheeseburger from McDonald's. Just basic. It's just basic. It's effective, but it's basic. But I want something with the amazing ingredients, and it tastes divine. It wasn't divine, but it's only the first game. It's only the first game. That's all I'm going to say. It's only the first game, and maybe they can improve in the second game, and they can look amazing. So that's why I'm not going to go over the top and say, yeah, Portugal, they're not going to win this Euros. The same thing with England. Even though they played a horrible performance, I'm not going to say, yeah, England are done. No. It's only one game, and you just have to fix some things. They have to... So, put a 1 if you agree. I know we're doing this a lot, but put a 1 if you agree. I think they should just go to a 4-3-3 like they did in the first 2 friendlies against Croatia and Finland, and a majority of what they did in the qualifiers. Or do you stick with this formation? But please, if you're going to stick with this formation, Martinez, play Nuno Mendes as a left wing back. That's all I ask. That is all I ask. Is it that hard to ask for? I don't know. Big up to Zaire. Zaire's been talking a lot about Portugal heading into these Euros. He says, it was too slow, not vertical enough, safe option, every pass, missed the flair. Totally agree. Totally agree. I didn't see a lot of switches. It just seemed like, okay, we're going to slowly build up down the left side. Okay, it didn't work out here. Okay, we'll slowly build down the right side. There was no... I would love to see Bruno Fernandes collect the ball, spray a pass out wide to Leao. So that Leao is a one-on-one situation against either Holes or Kufal. Which Leao did sometimes beat a man, but his final cross or pass wasn't good enough. We need to see more of that. It's not even just about flair. It's just about the basics. Basic tactics. That was what missing today for Portugal. Yeah, he should go to a 4-3-3. 100%. Why you know why you're more Spain than Spain? Because you now have a Spanish manager. That's why. Okay, so Bernardo by far the biggest disappointment. He looked painfully average. Oh. And I love Bernardo Silva, man. I really love Bernardo Silva. But that's the problem. Look, you have Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, and Bernardo Silva all trying to find space in the exact same position. It's exactly like England. You have all of these wonderful players, but it's not about having a FIFA team. It's about having a bang-on starting 11. You might have to sacrifice one of the players. Do you sacrifice Bernardo Silva and just say you're an impact sub player? I think it's harsh because I really rate Bernardo Silva highly. I really rate him highly, but for the sacrifice of this team, you need a Pedro Neto there on that right side, or you need a CONCEICAO. You need somebody who can create width on the field, so that then CONCEICAO and Dalot can combine down that right side. The only problem is you have to then drop Cancelo and play Palhinha, so that you have a bit more of a defensive cover for Pepe and Ruben Diaz that we saw today. They were getting stretched all over the field. But again, I'll say, Czechia, man. They had it in their hands and they bottled it. And it wasn't anything about Portugal scoring amazing goals. Just the mistakes, man. It's just the... it's just the mistakes. No, it's not. It's definitely not just the formation, Zaire. But you need sort of a natural right winger. That's what I would like to see. And then if you're gonna play two in the middle, you need somebody who's a bit more defensive minded. So do you then play Palhinha? See, there's just so many questions. That's the issue now. Now we've gone from amazing team to after 90 minutes, more questions. That's not what you need. Portugal and England are now in the exact same situations. There's more questions than answers. Whereas if you look at Germany, Spain, I would actually say even France. France, we know what France's starting 11 will be. We know how they play. It's fine. even without Mbappe. Even when Mbappe comes back into the starting 11, you know exactly how they're going to play. But with Portugal and England, bro, there's going to be more questions. But it's not how you start the Euros, it's how you finish it. So let's see how it progresses into the next game. But they're going to have a tough game against Turkey. We saw with Turkey, man. They got a very explosive attack. Very, very mid defense, if I'm going to be honest. So Portugal should be looking at Turkey and saying, we just got to eat you up and score like 4-3 goals. Because that game is going to be high scoring with the way really both teams defend. Because if Portugal defend like that, it's not going to be looking too good. Oh man, Provod. That was such a... Guys, that was a goal though, wasn't it? From Provod. Put fire emojis if you agree. That goal from Provod. Oh my god. Que golazo. Que golazo de Provod. I lost my shit when that goal went in. I was like, bro, we've seen some golazos today. From Mulder to Goler to Provod. That was something else. Something else. I mean, look at this. 26% ball possession. We're going to head out soon, like in the next 5 minutes. So if you could kindly please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. As we're not even on 50 likes. I mean, you guys are hitting the like button like Roberto Martinez's tactics. Please, guys, come on. And if you guys want to join the Discord, I'm going to drop the link right now in the chat. So if you want to vent more about Roberto Martinez or give some more praise to Goler, the Discord link now is in the chat. So, ay. Look at that. 1.7, 19 shots, 4 big chances. 4 big chances. And I'm not even saying like, hey, drop Ronaldo. I'm not even saying that. Ronaldo was fine today. There was no issues. I just don't want that all of the attacks have to be centered around him. It doesn't have to be. But he can still get his goals. He can still link up the play like I mentioned earlier. Ay. There's just so much. You gotta love international football, people. The narrative, especially in big tournaments, can just switch like that. Could switch like that. Remember back at the World Cup, we're like, oh my God, Gonzalo Ramos is starting. What? He's actually dropped Ronaldo. Fernando Santos. 90 minutes later, Gonzalo Ramos is the hero and he scores a hat-trick. That's just the beauty of international football. Anything can happen in 90 minutes. Anything can happen. Fugazi football at its finest. Yep. And you only need Roberto Martinez. So the key is hire Roberto Martinez for the qualifiers, sack him, and then hire Jose Mourinho. That's what they should have done. Yeah, that's what Portugal should have done. 100%. Oh my God. Oh, Roberto Martinez. This guy is so lucky. So lucky. What a waste of 2 hours, Mike. Portugal were so slow. We're forced backwards a million times. Everyone looks clueless with the ball. And why did Palhinha not play? The press was so bad as well. I mean, Luis, there's more questions than answers. More questions than answers. Sad. Big up, Antonio. I agree, Michael. I think CR7 was actually really good today. I agree. I have no problem with Ronaldo. Absolutely zero problem. But the problem was that Portugal were being too predictable and being obvious to just only play to CR7. Exactly. They were... It's not even just because of Ronaldo, but they just centered all of the attacks like, oh my God, there's Ronaldo. We have to cross it. Oh my God, we have to get it to him. We have to get it to him. No! He can show you he can still link up play. So why did it always have to go down the wing, down the wing, down the wing? Play it down the middle. You have some of the best midfielders in the world. Play it down the... Okay, now this is going too far. Now, Zaire, calmate. Even Jose Pizarro, no, we're not doing that. Big up, AD, how are you doing? Well, people, that is now match day 1. And I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below in the chat. Which team has impressed you the most so far in this European Championship? Is it Germany, Spain, France, Romania? You let me know your thoughts. And who has been the biggest disappointment? For me, it's Ukraine. I think Ukraine were awful in that first game. Awful. So now match day 2 begins. And now we're going to either see separation or groups get even closer. What is going to happen, people? Oh boy. Only time will tell. Because match day 2 should be intriguing. Well, do you trust Germany to go all the way after the Scotland match performance? I'm 80% sure, yes. 20% hesitant because Scotland tax. That's why I want to see if Germany can put up a similar performance against Hungary, who are a much better team. Last one from Antonio, and then we head out, people. The thing is, though, that the crosses or passes they were giving CR7 were either too late or not a good pass. They lacked that final bit of quality. Agreed. A lot of those crosses were over hit or straight at stomach. So it's just overall really average performance from Portugal, but they get the dub. That's what matters. Get the 3 points and move on and go back to the camp. And Roberto Martinez needs to wake up. Straight up needs to wake up. Germany and Spain have been very impressive and looked like the top 2 favorites so far. Yep, and I think Germany is the only team dominant performance and contender. Well, we're going to find out tomorrow if Germany are truly the real deal. But everybody, thank you all for tuning in. Remember to hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Remember to join the Discord. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. And now, the Euros truly, truly begin.
Intenta irse por velocidad. Here's Hammett, and it may get worse. It's the hat! Turkey have won it, surely! Oh, it's extraordinary! Il y a du monde, il y a du monde, il y a Trezeguet! Ah oui! L'équipe de France est championne d'Europe! L'équipe de France est championne d'Europe! A fazer o remate! Gol! Gol!